Alright, you lot. You got fibre, low ping, proper kit, so why fuck does every match still feel like a slideshow? Cause your ping don't matter anymore. SBMM does. It's not looking for best connection, it's looking for your skill rating. And if that means throw you into a server 2,000 miles away, tough. As long as everyone's same KD, it's fair. You're not lagging cause your gear's bad, you're lagging cause system thinks skill over connection, and that's killing multiplayer. Right, let's talk about how skill-based matchmaking don't give a single fuck where you live. Back in the day, matchmaking used to prioritise connection first. You got dropped into nearby servers. Low ping, stable fates. Good times. Fair fates, most of the time. But now, SBMM flipped script. It hunts for players with your skill level first, and only cares about ping after it's locked you in. So what happens when only players near your skill rating are sitting on the other side of the continent? You get sent across bloody map, 150 ms ping, packet jitter, input delay like you're playing underwater, and system proudly declares, fair match found. It's not fair, it's fucking sabotage. Cause SBMM thinks matchmaking stats is more important than matching infrastructure. Don't matter how good your aim is, if you're fighting sweat clones in foreign data centres, you're already losing fate before you even spawn. And if you think this is just a COD problem, nah. Apex, Fortnite, Halo, every modern game pushing SBMM is trading ping for parity. So let's talk about mid-skill massacre. Sweet spot where SBMM absolutely fucking collapses. So if you're brand new or bottom tier, system loves you. You get soft lobbies, short queues, decent ping, training wheels and bubble wrap. If you're top 1%, there's so few of you, system gives you variety just to fill the lobby. Sometimes cracked, sometimes casual. Ping might suffer, but matches feel alive. But mid-tier? Average player, decent, not amazing crowd? You're fucked. Why? Cause you're biggest group. Millions of clones with same stats, same loadouts, same KDs. So system tries to find perfect mirrors of you. And if there's none nearby, it reaches out. Far. Across countries. Across oceans. Just to fill a match with statistically identical players. You get a lobby full of yourself. But with 200 ms ping variants and input lag so thick it needs subtitles. Every gunfight's a coin toss. Every loss feels suspicious. And fun? Dead. Buried. Replaced with adrenaline and mild dread. Cause SBMM ain't matchmaking. It's mirror matching. And if you're stuck in middle, you're in hell with people just like you. Or want out. Here's crucial twist. Ping still rules everything. In a Twitch shooter, milliseconds decide who lives. Not KD, not level, latency. If they shoot first on server, don't matter what you saw on your screen, you're already dead. And SBMM ignores that. It builds matches that look balanced on paper, but in practice a fucking joke. Let's say system finds 9 other players with identical stats. Great, but 5 of them are local. 4 are 3,000 miles away. Guess who ends up on foreign server to even it out? You. Cause someone's got to take a hit, and system don't care who. As long as your skill graph looks symmetrical, your ping can go to hell. So you load in with 110 ms delay, baiting someone with a 12 ms fibre line plugged directly into the server's bloody arsehole. And system calls it a fair fate. It's not. It's infrastructure betrayal. Skill-based matchmaking that refuses to match on actual gameplay conditions. And then people wonder why gunfights feel off, why kill cams never make sense, why every death feels suspicious. You weren't outplayed, you were outpinged. Now let's talk about dirty little side effect SBMM don't want you thinking about. It's easier to exploit than ever, and ones doing it aren't just cheaters. They're farmers, parasites, stat padding XP junkies dressed up like legit players. First up, reverse boosting. High skill player tanks the stats, dies on purpose, plays like trash, until system thinks they're a low tier. Then they flick switch, gear up, start farming casual. Next, multi-boxing. That's when they queue with a fresh alt account. No stats, no skill, and ride that player's matchmaking into soft lobbies. 1v1 a bunch of newbies, 3 kills, no effort. XP buffet. And then there's Smurfing, brand new account, no record. They drop in, full sweat, wipe lobbies who've never even unlocked Ghost yet. And worst part, SBMM makes this easy. Cause once you're in that low tier, system protects other players, but it also protects Predator from detection. Cause technically, they match stats. Meanwhile, you, genuine player with 3 bad games in a row, who got dropped into the same lobbies to cool off, you stomped one squad of confused noobs, and the match report you for cheating. Now you're flagged, now you're shadow banned, all cause SBMM mistook exploiters for normal, and you for suspicious. It's anti-context, and it's letting worse players farm system while punishing everyone else. Let's get something straight, casual's dead. Core, quick play, unranked playlists, they're all fucking lies now. Cause SBMM don't care what mode you pick, it treats every match like a ranked match. Just without scoreboards, without ranks, without honesty. You queue up after work, you wanna chill, run a few games, have a laugh, maybe try a new loadout. Instead, you get dropped into the lobby full of hyper sweats with cracked aim, 4.5 KDs and movement text straight after a tutorial video. And you think, hang on, isn't this supposed to be casual? It was, till SBMM showed up and turned every match into a skill test. Here's real kicker. There already is a ranked mode. It exists. It's there for competitive play, but nobody fucking uses it. Cause why bother? You can get same sweaty experience in casual, without rules, without structure, and with a higher chance of stomping lower skill players, if you know how to wreck system. Players like Swag whinging that core modes have gone casual. Mate, core was meant to be casual. If it's playing sweaty now, it's cause you helped make it sweaty. And if you want real competition, queue into ranked like rest at Psychos. Stop dragging SBMM into casual, like it's some holy tool for fairness. Cause all it's done is ruin variety, kill downtime, and make every match a fucking job interview. Now here's truth that'll piss off every SBMM defender in the world. You're not getting better, you're just rotating. SBMM doesn't help you improve, it puts you in a holding pen. An endless echo chamber of players just like you, playing just like you, with same flaws, same habits, same fucking mistakes. No variety, no challenge, no growth. Just mirrored lobbies keeping your stats flatlined so algorithm can clap for itself. But iron sharpens iron. No it don't. Not if it's same fucking piece of iron over and over again. You don't get stronger lifting your own weight. You get stronger lifting more. Let's make it crystal. When you were in school, did you learn from someone who knew what they were doing, or from Jimmy, who also failed last 3 tests? When you started a job, did you train with new lad who got lost on his first lunch break, or with someone who's been there 5 years? When you go to the gym, do you stop every time it gets hard, or do you push through and come out stronger? That's how improvement works. You don't get better playing people exactly like you. You get better getting your ass kicked by someone better, then learning why. SBMM prevents that. It protects you from discomfort. And discomfort is where skill happens. Only people who grow are ones who break system. Smurfs, reverse boosters, ones who sneak into lower lobbies and then climb back out with real momentum. Everyone else, stuck in middle, getting just good enough to stay where they are, and just bad enough to keep losing half the matches. Here's final nail in coffin. SBMM plus bad infrastructure, that's host advantage all over again. Just hidden behind fancy graphs and fake sense of fairness. See, back in the day, peer-to-peer were obvious. Someone hosted. They had God ping. Everyone else got melted and blamed the router. It were crude, but at least you knew who had upper hand. Nah, it's all dedicated servers, supposedly. But what SBMM actually does is drag you across planet just to match stats, and suddenly one poor bastard's on 130 MS. While other guys sat on 9 MS sipping Monster with a server in his fucking basement. That's not matchmaking, that's digital tourism, and it's match defining. SBMM don't check which server gives everyone a fair shake. It locks skill first, then throws rest at criteria into wood chipper. That means good ping, don't matter. Fair latency spread, not a priority. Balanced fates? Technically yeah, but mechanically broken. You've got lobbies where every gunfight is decided before you even press trigger, cause their packets hit server first, and yours show up like a drunk carrier pigeon. So while devs tell you we've moved past host advantage, what they've actually done is recreate it with spreadsheets and soft bans. SBMM killed peer-to-peer, then quietly rebuilt same fucking problem, but this time, it's harder to detect, and impossible to escape. Mid-skill players get punished, good ping gets wasted, low-skill players get farmed by smurfs, high-skill players bypass system altogether, and casual gamers? They're playing ranked without consent. You can't improve, you can't relax, You can't even trust damn match quality, cause matchmaking system is too busy chasing stat symmetry to notice it's fucking broken. SBMM don't fix multiplayer, it strangles it. And until developers stop prioritising data models over gameplay reality, every match you play is gonna feel like it's rigged. Cause it is. Not by cheaters, not by loadouts, by design. Join Discord, talk about it, share your ping nightmares, smurf encounters, and mirror match horror stories. Smash like it, subscribe, drop your war reports below. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent.